I am joined by author Shupikai Magaso. She is a 55-year-old married mother of four from Kariba, born and raised in Kwaza Township in Banket, that's in Mash West. She is a passionate writer who loves to write about family, love stories, features, and real stories. Shupikai, good morning, and thank you for joining us on a Morning Rush this morning. I'm going to get straight into it. Looking at the book that we're going to talk about this morning, it says, "You may never know what the future holds." Let's start there. What is this book about? I know you've written about different things, but this specific book.
This book is about a certain farm girl who found love from a city boy. Then in the event that she found that love, she messes with it in the future because she's now living a posh life. Everything has changed for her. Instead of taking care of the in-laws, the relatives, her relatives, her friends, she starts to live a proud life. So at the end, the husband is stressed up with the behavior. Then one day he forgets to lock the company. Then she is fired.
So, I mean, this is a cautionary tale from, that brief synopsis that you've just given me. What was the inspiration behind the story? Is this your own creative writing, or it's based on maybe situations or incidences that you've interacted with in your life?
It's based with certain incidences I've interacted with in my life.
And that's where
such that I'm trying to teach, or I'm trying to give those couples maybe to take care of their loved ones, the married, to take care of their husbands and to treat them right, and not to give them more stress or to be proud and to forget whatever way they come from. It's like this girl, when she was married, she ended up taking care of material things like the furniture, money, forgetting who brought her there.
All right. Obviously, I'm just looking at your bio. Obviously, you're a wife, you're a mother.
Yes.
And how long have you been writing for, and how do you sort of balance that out with your responsibilities at home and then finding time to not only engage and look at these different experiences and put pen to paper? How long have you been writing for, and where do you get the time? Because
it's like I've been writing for a long time.
Yeah,
for a long time. It's like before I started writing, I'm an artist. I'm a gospel singer.
Oh, okay.
So it's like my family knows that each time I get to do my thing, they give me time. So I've been writing since maybe 2001.
It's more than 20 years, eh?
Yes, but I delayed to publish the books. Yes, because at one point in time I took it's like this book.
Yeah.
It was once taken by ZTV for a movie.
Yeah.
Then I don't know what happened to them. They delayed to bring it out. So I decided to put it as a book.
Yeah.
And give it back to them. So it's like I get most of my time, it's like I have made myself to be available for my family. It's like I do a lot of things, but I specialize mostly with my family. Then I find time mostly in the night. When the kids are asleep, I take my time to write.
All right, you did talk about your journey with the writing dating back as far back as 2001. But let's talk about your journey from just being a writer. Maybe it was just jotting down something on in your notebook or piece of papers to publication. What was that like? How did you manage to make that transition from just being somebody who writes down their thoughts or writes stories to actually getting published? And how many works have you managed to get published so far?
So far, this is my first. It's like I started writing this maybe last year in December. That's when I thought to publish this.
And in terms of people that you would want to read your work, what kind of audience are you looking at? Obviously, we did speak about it being a cautionary tale, you wanting to maybe share some of the lessons you've seen or learnt with other people. But what's your target market in terms of people that you want? Is it for everybody? Is it for young married couples? Is it for for girls? Is it for men? Who's this book for?
This is for everybody.
Yeah.
Yes, because it's like when the girls read it, they will learn something. When the boys read it, they will learn something too. Even the married couples, they will learn something from this book. And so it's for everybody.
And if you were to then maybe drill it down and maybe distill it, if somebody's thinking, all right, okay, I'm intrigued by Shupikai's journey. You know, I mean, you look at that, you know, we're never supposed to judge a book by its cover. It says you never know what the future holds. It's a cautionary tale. There's lessons to learn. If you were to distill the lesson, I mean, for our viewers to say, all right, this is one of the main takeaways you can get from this particular book.
I would say in life, if God gives you a chance, never play around with it. You have to use it wisely and you have to take it seriously, because each time you want to play around, you never know what happens. It's like when I can go back to the book a bit. It's like when this girl discovered that she is messed up, she tried to come back to the husband, but it was too late. And she had to end up back to the farm again.
In terms of, obviously, you've gotten this book published, what has been the reaction and the response? Maybe let's start with maybe your own family and friends and people who have had access to read the book. What has been the response to your writing, your creativity, and even the themes that you outlaid in the book?
The response is great and it's still overwhelming, because a lot of people love the book and some are already learning something from it. I can say by the comments I hear from them, some has even decided to change the way they were treating their husbands because of reading my
So they've been inspired by by this cautionary tale.
Yes.
And if, you know, there's some people out there who are watching this right now and they're thinking, you know what, I like Shupi, I like her journey, I like what she says she's writing about. How do they get access to the book? Where can they find it? Can they find it online? Is it available in bookstores? Or do they have to contact you directly? How do they get to read this intriguing book?
This book it's online. They can find it on Amazon. They can find it. We are still putting it in other social media platforms, but right now it's on Amazon, and they can contact me directly.
Okay, how do they contact you? Is it on social media?
On social media.
What are your social media handles, your pages?
My page is Shupikai Magaso on Facebook.
Shupikai Magaso on Facebook. I understand that obviously this is the first book that you've published, but you know, as somebody who has dabbled in a bit of writing here and there, before I know it's an itch that once you scratch, you want to continue. Like, it's like when you're not writing, you're not writing.
Yes.
But once you start writing, that's all you want to do. So can we expect anything more? Do you have anything lined up after this particular book? Are you working on something? Are you planning to work on something? What's happening in that regard?
There's another book coming, which is called My Next of Kin.
Okay.
It's already written. We are just waiting for this one to be published. Then we introduce the other one.
And so, I mean, what? Because if you're saying last year, so in your 50s is when you start getting published. What has been the inspiration behind that?
My inspiration is about my everyday life and my community, and with my interactions with people. That has inspired me more. That's what made me to write.
All right, Shupikai, thank you very much. Inspired by your journey.
Konapo, Ipapo pa ZTN Prime, DSTV channel 294, the place to be.